Hello, this is Michael from you.Tarot. Today's episode pick a card reading is going to be called Who or What is Coming Towards You and Why. Um, I kind of know what's to unfold in some of the piles, but also I wanted to add we have in here some categories or subdivisions for each pile. First off, we have, I think this is going to be helpful for the people to choose. This is circumstances or signature. This is going to be the category that will best represent or describe you or your situations, so that you can see if this is your reading or your pile. Then we have plot twist and the unexpected. I think that we are going to be focusing on the core aspect of the reading because this section, along with the card that you're going to choose, is going to be showing me the most information on that topic. Also, for the pile selections, we have in here a ferret for pile number 1, for pile number 2 a white cat, and for pile number 3 a doe. Please don't pick the information if it's not resonating with you. Don't make it fit. I have to tell that because some people started asking questions. I understand this. But if you are looking for, you're checking a reading on what do people say or think about you, and you do not have as many people, I don't know how you can make that fit for you. Maybe that's not about the people, maybe that's about social media, maybe that's about a crowd, past people, I don't know. It doesn't fit, don't go for it. Just a general thing. And if you don't agree with information that I read, that's alright. If I project into the reading, that's also alright. I try not to do that, but the fun part is, I was thinking about this, by the way. Sometimes the most popular and efficient readings ever came out being accurate on top of it because I was reading through projections, and I have an idea as to why this is working this way. But yeah, maybe it's a projection, it works apparently. So kind of it from the introduction part. Still didn't figure out yet the bit with the personal requests. Yeah, I just want to say I still have time and need of resource to work this through. The timestamps, as usual, you'll find them in the comment section and the description section. Let's begin the reading with pile number 1. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say about the title. For some of you, this could be a who, a person, or some of you it's going to be a what. Really depends on what you're looking for. Some maybe will also have both, but that's like the distinction in here. Some of you maybe are not interested in a person, or maybe some of you are, so yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Hello, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the white ferret. I want to say, you have in here, let's just say, the core of the reading talks about some sort of spark. I typically read not only from the traditional meaning, and my ways of reading are very, very diverse. I think what's important is that they are accurate, so really it doesn't matter, but I saw in here a spark. Because we have your dreams need a practical plan and Ace of Swords, I feel like you were, let's just say, thinking about something, or you had an idea, plan, or project. You were postponing it, and it feels to me like now it's making a comeback. What's headed towards you, if you are interested in activity-wise, project-wise things, or activity work-wise, or could be literally a project or something, this is a strong indication that something is on the way. For some of you, this could literally mean starting a new business or an activity of sorts. What I see, however, as being a pointer of sorts for this reading is the fact that you're going to be very captivated and very passionate about it, judging from this Nine of Fire. So I was taking some notes for this one specifically. I saw in here renewal, a new idea, something passionate, a plan, a project, or something efficient slash productive. Could be an endeavor of sorts. With solid foundations, I saw like practical plan. That's basically solid foundations that came through. This feels like it's more tangent. Tangent. I don't know if this is even a word. It feels substantial. Substantial. I think that this is what I was trying to say. I feel like this, I also was tapping into some sort of energy of rule, order, and a sort of a practical sense. Idea, it could be a genius plan or a genius idea, something that literally sprouts and kind of interrupts the usual, your usual routine. Because judging from this representation of the Nine of Fire, this is something that's not, let's just say, old. This is something that's very passionate and captivating. Also, kind of it feels to me like with retreat to source. This is talking about you being against the odds, or maybe not having enough support, but still it feels like a very personal, creative, original idea that you're going to be having, and it seems like it will either make some people upset, or you will not have the immediate recognition, validation, or like, I don't know, like support in this case. However, it's also indicating that you should be going for it, because it feels like with practical plan bit, it's like, anyway, I'm not gonna draw information from this one solely on this one, but it makes me feel like whatever you are being called to, you should go for it, because it's yielding some very positive results, even if it's not necessarily classically traditional. I feel like, again, this is very similar to project. So it could be that you're going to be visited, so to speak, by a project idea or something that you're going to be passionately pursuing. Also, I want to say it carries a very individual um, fragment, emotional tone. That means most likely this is going to be something that you're going to be recognized for in the long run. What's fascinating for this reading in particular, for this section or this reading, is the fact that it's fiery. This is while it has a very defined earthy slash stable foundation, it does make me feel like you're going to be fired up almost from inside, and I do not feel like necessarily you're going to get a lot of recognition or success from it from the start, but it does seem to be very promising, that's for sure. Next, this is going to be circumstances slash signature. Yeah, for pile number one, this is most likely a thing. This is not a person. However, for those of you to not leave you on to not leave you unseen, you have the probability of meeting a very passionate person. Now, I will not clarify whether this is like, I want to keep it general and applicable for everyone, so I want to say in advance, I will not say if this is a romantic friendship whatsoever or family. I want to say, because it carries this fiery energy from this nine, I want to say this is a very passionate, but doesn't have to be romantic, okay? This is a passionate pursuit. This could literally mean that you're going to be pursuing something with a friend, or a friend could pursue you. I don't know. This is what I see. It does indicate a strong tone of interest, and fire meaning it's going to be intense, passionate slash fiery, explosive also can be. And yeah, it could diverge into a message of love. And here, those of you who are interested in a romance reading, yeah, this is definitely a sign that this is going to be a very active endeavor or person. Okay. Anyway, the activity, like per general, the activity, the involvement that you're going to be getting with that person feels very intense. This could be friendship wise a very intense collaboration, a very like let's just say it's not passive, it's very, it's demanding almost, like it's involving a lot of activity. This implies that the person you're going to be working with or dealing with is going to have a very active, and you are going to have a very active participation in all of this too. Had to actually go for this one in the beginning, but this is going to be signature, circumstances. You have the Hierophant in reverse, Death card, and King of Swords. I want to say you feel to me like you're very opinionated and very like non-standard thinking type of person, judging from the Hierophant card in reverse. You could have very, let's just say, controversial / genius ideas. You could be a person who has the truth to them, but nobody will believe them. Or you can actually have a situation of sorts where you are going to be right, but because the mainstream opinion is not that easy to accept the truth so easily as you do, you're not gonna be immediately recognized and validated in that sense of truth. I would say pile number one feels like a truth seeker of sorts. And standing on business also came through. Looking at this King of Swords and the seriousness of all the things that I see in here, you come off as a very serious / responsible for some, or very like dignified person. I want to also add that I do register a sense of, let's just say, not stubbornness necessarily, but resistance towards molding and almost like merging with the with the social aspect. It feels to me like your personality is very defined. That's basically what is trying to go through in here. Anyway, your pile in general has a very passionate, fiery, inspirational, and active thing that's coming towards you also. That's from the general like soup of it, so to speak. Okay. Plot twist. Not sure you're gonna like this. Maybe you will. Maybe you will. Maybe you'll not like this. There is a possibility that everything is going to go in accordance with the plan. But the plot twist in here is the fact that either you're going to be receiving something like of sorts of a regular criticism, or you're going to be right, but at the same time people are going to be interested in making you feel wrong. And I see almost like it could be about this endeavor being like 1000% successful. I see you reaping the results of whatever it is in here that you're looking for, especially if you have something in mind that you want to realize, or you have like strong fiery traction energy towards doing it. Definitely will resonate. And also the plot twist in here is the fact that in the end everything will be leading towards the idea that you were right all along. Okay, as usual, that will feel, or you'll hear that as being very familiar. I feel like you're going into the core of things. You're not interested in the regular / mediocre lies or whatever. You like to go head on. Like, the plot twist in here feels manageable. I'm not here to scare you or something, but I don't feel like you could be actually scared by that. But it makes me feel, simply because we have in here the Three of Swords, This is making me feel like, you'll have a moment of like, I knew this was going to be like this. I knew people are going to interpret this in that way, and for you, it's going to be feeling like it's actually a routine of sorts. It's not gonna even like break your heart, so to speak, judging from this like Three of Swords. Um, what's fascinating to me is almost as if in the end everything seems to be going in your favor in the regard that you are actually going to be proven to be again right, and almost like your actions will always speak about you on almost like on your behalf. Okay, this is like, I would say, some stupid drama in here that will unfold, or some sort of like regular scenario that you're used to, and it will not surprise you. But also, judging from this plot twist, I don't know why, but I feel like you're going to be further and again, once again, recognized that this is giving me white crow type of energy. So it's like refusing to blend in, not because necessarily like you are like a person who is always isolated or something, or not because you're stubborn to not include yourself into a group or something. I do feel like you go for things that really make you happy and really make you feel like you live it, or it's actually authentic, rather than sticking to the old plan or something that everybody does, so to speak. You can expect a minor, let's just say, nuisance of sorts with this category of the plot twist. However, in the long run it will play really well in your favor, because I would say it's as if like you this is like the criticism or the yapping that happens before somebody really tries to make themselves known, and they receive the backlash that's completely irrelevant. And I feel like this is about you, okay? With Hanged Man in here, it says as if also almost like you will enjoy it, okay? It's as if arbitrarily, if people were to talk about this, they would say like, such a pity for you. It's like, no, it's actually my breakfast or something. Like, it's like going to shopping or something. That's basically a sort of a hate that you do not deserve, but it doesn't really reach you or something like this. Okay, that's the to sum it up in a way, but it's also kind of worth it. The consequences of it are kind of worth it, which is kind of weird, to be honest. What is unexpected in here, because we have this Nine of Swords relating to this central message, I feel like you are going to be surprising a lot of people, almost like driven towards the energy of despair, because I would also add this is like envious. Like, how could they do that and it worked for them? Maybe you do not expect that the intricacies of your character are going to lead you towards a path that's very recognized universally as being successful, whereas in your case you'd be like, what's that? I did that from the moment I was born, something like this. And this is generally going to upset a lot of people around you. Like, not this reading being very, very realistic right now, but yeah, it's like with Judgment, I sense you having, or you being on the brink of having, a lot of things that people want, and they feel like it's unfair that you got them all together at the same time or at once. And I want to say it's as if we have captured in here sort of a envy level thing for your lifestyle. For something that you do effortlessly, and in general with unexpected. You do not know how powerfully the image of yours is being like molded and shifted from your actions. Okay, so as if we have some presumptions, some assumptions, some estimations of who you are, and when you're full on taking on the role of a person who's active and pursuing whatever it is that they want, And this character formation and like almost like expulsion into the world is making people feel really that they miscalculated, or that, you know, with Nine of Swords, it's like it's not very productive for me to be anxious about this or race. I cannot be like them. I hear that. I also want to say that with Judgment, it's as if we have in here some people who would like to imitate or go for that kind of lifestyle or results, but they are not ready to take on the full, you know, deal or something like this. Not ready to live the things that you have to, or you have to almost like endure. I feel like you are heavily misunderstood, in the sense that you lack the people to understand your genius, and you like the people to understand, like, you know, it's as if we have a professional chef who needs a tribe of sorts of people who are going to be just as proficient as them, to be able to refine and be successful at something that they excel at. But because there are no such people around, it's kind of difficult for them to excel at it. So that's like the energy that I feel is coming from. Generally, this means that you are a very colorful slash colorful for me feels very complex. So colorful, complex, defined. Okay, with death in here, I felt like your presence is being announced. Mixing words in here. When you enter into the room, really hard to not notice you anyway. And I would expect that you are used to a level of that in your life, misunderstood, that's generally no longer upsetting you. I was looking at this Three of Swords and I was like, you know, should I be worried? No, I feel like pile number one is not worried. That's the gist of it. And also, okay, unexpected. And we also have this Empress. I don't know what's happening with the words today, but definitely something does. Something does interfere with my speech today. Empress in reverse. I feel like this is a very close call to the idea of you being idealized, your lifestyle being idealized, and almost like I want to be like them. I was picking that up from the very section I was looking at. So, what can I say? I feel like you're the type of people to encounter lots of things in your life that are very, like, you know, for me. It's like, you know, you walk into a store and you do not like look for a lot of things. You know that you are going to like, for example, one thing, and it's going to be, for example, let's just say it's going to be blue or black or red, okay? You're going to go for it, and people are going to say, like, but you have such a selection of things, such a huge, overwhelming selection of things, and you're going to be like, no, I know what I want, I know what I need, I know what's in my style to choose, and that's how kind of how you go about in this life. Very individualistic energy, like that's what I can pick up on. That's kind of it, file number one. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the other videos on the channel. Make sure to donate if you want. If not, that's okay. We have the links in the comment section and the description section. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you in the future readings. Take care. Okay, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. Let's see what we have in here. I want to say this pile feels like they're very emotional. Now, the varying degrees of how emotional you are, this is going to obviously vary, but in general feels like you're very intuitive, emotional, very also like connected to the emotional slash psychological realm. Not like I seen here, it could be a prevalence of water signs of people, or people who have that in their chart a lot, okay? It will resonate if you're going to be one of the zodiac signs of the 12 ones. Yeah, so yeah, if it resonates, then definitely your pile. If you're one of the zodiac signs of the, yeah. I want to say I see and hear something very positive, but at the same time, strangely, this is almost like making you feel a bit overwhelmed. I feel like you have it coming from the Three of Fire and the World card. Some of you will also resonate, a portion of you, with travel, moving, spaces, whatever. Because the World card is very almost like international and things, and Three of Fire almost like reminds me of a trip or a person who's like embarking on a journey. However, what's interesting in here, most likely this is going to be uh, a thing, not a person who's coming towards you. Yeah. Wanna say in here, you have some sort of undercurrent of worry, or let's just say emotional. You do have some emotional like thing in here that's really playing on your nerves, making you feel really uncomfortable with the idea of change, moving, traveling, whatever. You could be that friend who's always like anxious about the timing, about if they are on track with time, if they're in the right space at the right time, not missing the bus or something along these lines. I would say there is a lingering element of being anxious. What's headed towards you feels really, really positive. This event wise feels like it's about a very positive hanging out situation. Okay, but it's like you're going to be always the one to look out for what's wrong or what's not gonna work or how it's not gonna work out, or I should be on lookout for the things to fix or to. You could be also perfectionistic in this case. Person wise, because I don't want to leave people on like red or seen, I want to say this is coming through as a person who's very curious about you, who's very explorative, and also very passionate about getting to know you better. I don't know. Most likely, this is not gonna be a family member because that's not what I see. I see freshness in here. I see something new. I see almost like a person being very too interested, like in pursuing you. It's also coming through as like maybe with calling in reverse and you and your loved ones are safe in reverse. You being a little bit apprehensive, a little bit overwhelmed. But what I want to say, it's like not caring you. Okay, like no, your worst case scenarios are not gonna like pan out. Okay, that's like the reading. That's the information that's trying to seep through, so to speak. I just don't know. Like this is so funny. I don't know if you resonate so far with the character description. Good job. But it's like that kind of person who's always like seeking the what's not right or what's like. It will also be on a spectrum for all of you, but I have in here some people who are going to panic a lot or worry a lot that they didn't bring the right thing to the picnic or something like this. And some people who are going to be perfectionistic, and some people who are going to be very like detail oriented and like I have to really be responsible about this to the point that it actually drains out the fun aspect. So yeah, if this does ring a bell, then it's definitely for you. What's coming towards you feels very enriching, I would say, as an experience. This is something new. This is something that will really bring you out of your daily routine or something like this. And ultimately, it's as if you need some person like for emotional support, so to speak. Maybe this reading is some sort of emotional support for you as well. But I don't see why the suspicion in here. This being translated as person related, I feel like this is like a chance to get to know a person and a person being really interested in you, but you being like, I have to really find fault with them because this cannot be that perfect. Where it can literally be, I'm looking at this world card and it feels like it's a very enriching experience. Again, um, maybe not from the start you're going to like all of this, but it makes me feel like, it's a very positive, fresh start of sorts. Okay. How many? Yeah, minutes. Okay. Um. Anyway, Let's go into the circumstances slash signature. This is going to be about you, about if it resonates so far, good sign it's about you, but still this is like a signature. So to clarify that either the circumstance or about the description of yours. I genuinely feel like this group is going to be about the people who plan, not because they really like to, but because they feel so like out of control if anything goes wrong, and they feel the responsible one for everyone's well-being, to the point that they again do not have fun at all. If yeah, whatever. Circumstances signature. I feel like you're a very, again, I saw that from the very beginning, emotional person. Very emotional, very, I want to say it's as if, because we have the King of Swords in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse, that's so much fun. Not for you, for me. Um, don't thank me yet. I'm not done. I want to say we are dealing with a very soft person in here, but I'm not sure if you're going to be really forward about this, like upfront about this. No, you're not gonna be like. First of all, we do have a lot of skeletons in the closet with worries, with control things, issues. But positively speaking, if you like, you really, if the circumstances are aligned, if the stars are aligned, you can really enhance a lot of people's experiences, okay? I want to say the thing that's coming towards you is not about you having to constantly control everything and really make it perfect. It's much more about an experience. And if this is a relationship and you're looking for a relationship, this is also a sign that it's a relationship not to control or to make. Not me, I'm not condescending, never. Um, it's not about finding if we're compatible or if the situation is perfect enough, or yeah, because the world does speak about performance. No, it's about like perfection, could be about performance, but it's like draining out the fun from it, okay? That you're very organized. I want to like credit to you, like, really really organized person in here. However, does that really play in your favor? At some point it doesn't, so yeah, deal with it. Unsubscribe really if you want, but gonna tell you that still. Okay, plot twist. Plot twist, plot twist, plot twist. Four of Pentacles, Hierophant, and Death in reverse. Relationship related, you're gonna meet the same person, in the sense like the same type of character built, yeah, just like you. It does make me feel like you potentially, if this is a who, okay, if this is a person, you can potentially meet the same type of character, and this is going to be hilarious, simply because you'll really recognize yourself in them in some sort of way, shape, or form. This does feel like it's going to be funny or fun for some, maybe not for everyone, who knows really, but yeah, if you have like, I want to say it's like your traits going to be so brilliantly reflected back that you're going to be both astonished and annoyed at the same time. Anyway, that's like coming from the Four of Pentacles in here. It's like, that's like me. That's so me. Like you'll have moments like this, okay, with this card. Situation related. You might as well have a sort of a truth moment with the situation that's coming towards you, that will make you forcefully realize that you do not have to control everything, or you do not have to be a person to orchestrate everything and to make everything perfect, and you will just like understand the definition of having fun and not being so serious about everything. Can be the case specifically with the Hierophant. I feel like, this is generally reminding me of pile number one, but still doesn't have to be. You can have a very powerful resonance with the idea of, rightfully instating order and being orderly, and also kind of being right. And, there is some substantiality and realness and truth to the statement that you are a very defined and again very organized, like reasonably organized person. However, it almost makes me feel like, to some extent, this is no longer playing in your favor, and that situation, that spontaneity that's going to be invited as a result will really play on your nerves at least at the beginning. But you're gonna like it in the end. Yeah, like I wanna say, stubbornness in here for sure with death, but I feel like, whatever it is, God, universe, circumstances in general will make you fall in love with the other extremity where you're going to be fun, outgoing, free, free spirited, playful, and whatsoever, and there is no big deal or crime in beings like this. Okay? For some of you, maybe that's not the issue, and that it's going to play itself out as being more spontaneous or more open because of the world. The world really requires a level of openness that some people maybe do not like to be, like, stretched in that direction, in that way. So yeah, but generally I feel like this is positively enriching as an experience. Okay, this is not some like you could be prone to being like very stubborn about this, or maybe even like again fault finding. Is that perfect? Is that a waste of time? Something like this, but you're gonna like it still, or you're going to feel to the core that you're actually liking it. The plot twist in here is like very like, should I really let my guard down? Something like this. With a person, you can expect to find a very, my God, I don't know, like this is going to be extremely triggering to the point where it's going to make you feel grateful that you were triggered. Like that's how it's gonna feel. Unexpected. Now this is going to be so hilarious. I love it, okay? Love it. Something will not go according to plan. Don't click off. I understand this is so scary. Or not, maybe. If it doesn't resonate, maybe it's not that scary, but Queen of Wands in reverse, this is the expression of a person who's not happy with what's happening, okay? I didn't plan on doing this. That wasn't on my schedule. My hours throughout the day are really numbered and I didn't plan that. Okay, that's what I keep hearing in here, Wheel of Fortune. You could even maybe kind of throw a tantrum. Why am I saying this? Hear me out. It's like, again, losing control will feel very natural. You could be upset about this, okay? With the Knight of Cups in here, like nagging and stuff, but no, you're gonna like it, okay? Just admit it. There is obvious, like this is genuinely, pile number 2, I don't know, this is also kind of making me not upset, but kind of frustrated, and I'll explain why. It's a good upset, don't worry, but this is like, you being handed something that's really deserved, this is positive, okay? This is like enjoyment, like for a normal person this would obviously feel like, a sort of a reward. For you it's like a trial. I'm not calling you not normal. You did, I didn't, but you are normal, okay? Oh my God, don't want to see the trauma in the comment section, that's why I just had to give it to you. But I want to say it's as if it doesn't go according to plan and it has to be like this. Okay? Deal with it. Sometimes I recognize myself in such readings because I'm also a kind of controlling person, even if I don't like to admit it or really show it, because I'm very sneaky about it anyway. But I want to say it's like, let people love you. That's the message, and yeah, it does require you to let your guard down and do that. Okay? Don't be stubborn about it. Anyway, I feel like what's unexpected is like a little bit of nuisance situation stuff coming from the idea that no, I organized everything and this is not something that I really wanted, or like you could be offered something, you could be given something of a change sort of thing, and you could be like, no, I don't want this, I'm not sure if I want this. I didn't ask for it. That was not my plan. Flexibility left the chat. Yeah, kind of. And also this, like, I love this. Like, I see sometimes things like this in the selection of the items for the reading. And you have this white cat. Now, you'd say, this white cat, so cute. Yeah, I would also say that. Not for long though, because I feel like you're such a daredevil for some reason. I don't know why, but this is so funny. I'm looking at this cat and it's like, yeah, this is so cute, it's actually suspicious. Can't fool me, okay? That's for sure. And it's like, barriers in here, yeah, it's definitely understatement. Maybe it's the fact that you are actually lovable, but you do like to really play. That's what I'll give you. That's for sure. Yeah, some issue with barriers / boundaries to the point extent that you make yourself inaccessible, and it's, yeah. But what's unexpected is like, you're going to be upset in a way, but lovingly upset, and you're gonna like it. So it's like, somebody spoils, ruins your plan, and you at the end of the day really being grateful for it, even if you resist it. Yeah. What can I say? I just don't know. This is like the pinnacle of I don't know, how do they say the pinnacle of what? I wanted to say grace, but I'm pretty sure this is not not the right way to say it. Hear me the F out. What's contradictory in here? Not really. It's life. I can be like this too. It's like the level of yearning to be free and loved, and how all this like thing, programming or whatever it is, or worry, it could be worry because it's coming through as like from the emotional, it's getting in the way of that, and it's like the world is really wanting to love you, and yeah, but you're like, no, I have my plans. Sure you do. For long, I don't know. Not for long, because you're definitely going to be like having a moment of forceful love. Okay, that sounds weird. No, it's not gonna. It's not. You got the idea. You understood what I meant. It's like, yeah. Sometimes, okay, no. It really makes me feel like you're going to be handed some sort of blessing situation, happiness, like a trip, hanging out, compliments, whatever. Okay, whatever really registers on your radar as being like, yeah, I really want it, but yeah, I can't accept it because why not? Because I'm so desperate for it, but I really cannot take it in. Maybe. Yeah. Pile number 2. And there's so much in the background, so much in not my background, like in your background, like a lot of things are going on, like in that head of yours, but not everyone sees it. Sure, I do, through this reading. It's not chaotic, it's life. I want to say it like this. But you're very lovable, by the way. And that, in and of itself, because it's going to happen, because it's like clawing its way through your barriers, is going to be a confirmation as to why this is true, so you cannot resist it. So yeah, let that vacation slip through, let that love in. Okay, that's like the encouragement of this. Don't play with me with that like cutesy cat thing statue. Who are you fooling in here? Okay, definitely yourself, that's for sure. Not me bullying right now. I'm not really. Not me literally thinking about whether I'll be picking pile number 2 for my... I'll see, okay? That was your message. Thank you so much for watching. That's kind of it. If you endured so far, congratulations. Um, if not, that's not big of a deal. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other videos on the channel. Make sure to donate and give me all your riches. If not, then I'm gonna be upset. Just kidding. No, I'm not gonna be. I have a full-time job anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you in the future readings. Make sure to check out the other videos on the channel too. Bye. Okay, pile number 3. That's for sure. This one is going to be, as usual, very whatever else. I don't know. This is gonna be really spicy because pile number 3, as usual, is like that. What is headed towards you? What am I supposed to understand out of this? 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, positive intention, and be bold and make the fresh first move, okay? Try reading upside down and see how difficult this is. First thing that came through for this reading was the fact that there is a very strong realization, resonance with resting, and either it being restful, something about this pile running on some sort of mission errands, whatever, and it being really exhausting or draining. And there is a realization that being fun, spontaneous, and resting actually is going to be very productive. Yeah, finally, right? I can also capture some sort of simplification in your reading. That I see from the 9 and the 8 of Swords. I see this like saying that we have in Russian that it's best to not go through the mountains, but actually go around them, something like this. I forgot. My vocabulary lost, in general, my speech lost not lost, left the chat. Anyway, it feels to me like there is genuinely going to be a moment where you're going to drop everything and realize how, not stupid necessarily, but how dropping everything is going to be the most productive thing ever. In the sense of being this, if this is a person, if this is being shown itself as a person, this indicates a zero pursuit from your side and you being 1000% pursued by the person instead. Okay, I want to say this feels like the laziest pile ever, and this in and of itself is going to be the message. It's as if we have, I don't know, some sort of break, some sort of vacation, some sort of like pause in here that's really going to be making you feel really proud of yourself. And this is the energy of what's coming towards you. So this is kind of weird, but yeah. I feel like there is this powerful message that sometimes not taking action necessarily is going to be the very, very good thing, the most fortunate thing or the most efficient thing that you could do ever. What's that supposed to mean? I don't know. But with positive intention, it could be talking about the fact that all you need to do is set the intention and everything is going to be effortlessly be brought to your feet. Why always knees? Okay, leave me alone. Uh, yeah, this feels like genuinely this is going to be a huge break from a lot of overthinking, anxiety, victimhood, and yeah, this is almost like this reading is coming through as a confirmation about the fact that life is going to feel easy. This is not a grandiose happening thing that's going to be entering your life and be like, look at me, I'm here. Person wise, you will realize that first of all, this is very powerful. I feel like this is the laziest, but fortunately the most like condensed pile information wise ever, because yeah, I don't know, this, look at this, like I feel like you are going to be stepping into the realization that life is not about effort, life is not about results, achievements, or doings, and that life can be lived in a very like in a simpler way and still be recognized as being like divine, I heard, and also genius. So lots of simplification and lots of like dropping a lot of things. I don't know, this is so strange, but it's kind of the truth of what I'm seeing. Feels restful, feels like a lot of abundance of time. If you were running like short on time, this is a very huge sign that you're going to be having a lot of time on hand. I also feel like you're going to be stepping into the energy of a person who's receiving things instead of like being the one to constantly give, or yeah, generally very, very, let's just say logistically speaking, very positive message. Is like an update on the phone, you know, it's like when it's starting to glitch and it's starting to be really slow and an update comes and really fixes that for you. That's like the energy of pile number three. I see effort disappearing. I see you being aligned with something that was meant to be or something that was meant to happen for you personally. And also I feel like a lot of anxiety is dropping, a lot of like if you were depressive, if you were like stagnant, if you were feeling like, you know, life is really bad, I have to really manage a million things already, and at the same time, huge sign that this is actually going to be quite lifted from your shoulders, so to speak. Okay. With also positive intention, I wanted to say that I felt as if you're going to be recognized, you're going to receive a lot of validation, you're going to be receiving a lot of recognition that you didn't quite receive in the moments that you were very active, you were very passionate about displaying all of this, and all of a sudden this is going to be coming through rushing, and you're going to be like, yeah, I didn't know I literally had to do zero, zero effort towards showing up because it's all so effortless. Yeah, very strange. It's coming through as like also kind of unexpected to you, so could be a forced stop or halt. You know, it's as if you tried to be perfectionistic at something and you like at some point are like, yeah, F it, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be very nonchalant about this. I'm gonna do just fine, the minimum, the bare minimum. And what you're going to be faced with is like an overwhelming amount of like recognition, positivity, and whatever. And you're going to be like, what? I didn't even try my best. And this is the result of it. I also sense some sort of renewal. I sense clarity. I sense relationship wise, why I said pursued in the very beginning. It's like, you know, for some reason I will also resonate with this. It's the fact that to me, always like love had to be like, in a sense, like earned, or I have to really qualify for it. In this case, there is like this standstill, this appreciation that's so alien. It feels so alien to you. Um, and you receive it and you're like, I didn't know I don't have to actually fight for it. So relationship wise, if you're looking for a person, if you're like inquiring about a person and clicking on this, not me sounding frustrated about this anyway, but you're going to be effortlessly pursued. That's not about showing your best side. It's not about trying to impress anyone. All that's coming through for pile number three feels like blessings that are more or less like effortless. And when I say blessings, I really want to be concrete about this. Um, this is not receiving them. This is actually lifting the things that really obstruct your vision and awareness from seeing the things that you have to see. So, what does that mean? A person could be so anxious that they do not understand that they are really beautiful, for example, because that anxiety really takes all the place, all the space in their mind. I see a lot of simplification. It's the best thing ever. It feels like a walk in nature, pile number three. And person wise, this is going to be a very calm, very like passionate pursuit also from the person, and you being like, yeah, I know I'm lovable. I were all along. I was. Were. Were was, I don't know which one is right because I literally heard all types of, yeah. This is like also finding peace in the experience of the moment. and not like fighting or like, setting expectations and whatnot. Okay. I feel like generally you are the type of person to think that, or you could be prone to the idea that I always have to be successful. I always have to take on the leadership role. I have to take on the lead. I have to take the responsibility. All of this, it's like piling up, and at some point it could have made you feel exhausted. And you could be like, in this moment or this circumstance that's coming up, it's like, no, you're not going to be allowed to do any of this. In fact, you're going to be making fun, not making fun, but having fun and resting. Observe. That's like what I keep hearing. Characteristic wise, I love what I see here. It's so contradictory. So like me, by the way. We have Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords and Nine of Cups. It's like it really depends. It's like a lottery of sorts. You get the Queen of Cups today, or you get the Queen of Swords. Really depends on my mood, like, mood swings. Not that you do have swings, but it feels to me like generally you could be so emotionally generous, while at the same time, if the person really upsets you, you could show some very sharp teeth in here, okay? Characteristic wise, these are very feely, real, authentic, almost like artistic, I would also say, also very dramatic people. Like it or not, still gonna say it. That's kind of the deal. But generally liking a lot of attention. Yeah. I do have sins like this too. That's why I have the channel anyway. But Nine of Cups is like also like a sort of a defined collection of personal assets or like achievements. And yeah, it's like you could be also kind of collecting, or like you could be a collectioner. Is that even real? You could be collecting, like, when some people collect things, you could be collecting people. Nah, this sounds wrong. I want to say it's like, you could be very socially colorful or dualistic. Some people, collecting people in this case, let me clarify, it's like having lots of people in your life and really, you know, getting attached to people, okay? Hate me or not, really, that's what I see. And you are very, like, almost like having rules, or very defined in what you like, don't like, and you have very, like, specific rules. Could be a bit uptight, but that's kind of the gist of it. Nine of Cups in here also, like, I know what I'm like. I know what I like. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, don't care if people don't like it. I'm gonna go for it anyway. Like, very stubborn at the same time, but also kind of opinionated and very, like, rightful in their decision making and in their thoughts. Yeah, kind of happens, Not sure if I'm gonna end up with pile number 3, but I usually do. So anyway, was the trauma anyway. I'm reading for myself too. So yeah. Uh, what's unexpected? No, you know what? I don't want to go that way. I want to go into the plot twist, because that's my favorite. Like, that's my favorite bit. Plot twist. I love it. I'm looking at this and I already enjoy it. You'll be slacking off. Let's be real about this. You'll be slacking off. I see 10 of Wands and I'm like, yeah, you'll be slacking off. That for sure. That's for sure you're gonna be slacking off. And you're not gonna be feeling anything bad. Anything. Not the slightest hesitation. I feel like the plot twist in here is like, the less you do, the more you're going to be recognized. Love it. I love it. I'm done being a workaholic. I've done enough of this thing. Same thing for you. Don't work. Just be. And be paid for it. For God's sakes. Um, something about. Let's be serious about this right now. Something about you expressing, effortlessly being, and it paying more. Yes, I love it. And it could be also about a very lazy slash efficient at the same time approach towards money, or towards doings or things, like, can I automate this? Can I really make it in my favor? Can I really make it work in my favor? Like, some people really think about working and some people really don't. Like, that's a harsh truth, okay? Some people have to work for sure, not us. So yeah. Anyway, I see a lot of like almost like financial potential in here, or some sort of let me ranting right now, some sort of like idea or shortcut, or like with plot twist is like, I've built my life around being successful, but I don't. So I don't want to be like this anymore. I just want to be rich. That's like the let's just be honest, okay? Who doesn't like money? Not me having truth moments in here and truth bombing you, but that's life. And you could definitely be paid for just being. I heard it's possible, so you should try it. That's for sure. Um, Not in vain. I'm not like an insane person talking about nothing in here in the very beginning. I talked about simplification. So, some of you will be delving into some sort of passive income. Some of you are going to be like, yeah, I want to have fun and that's it. Like that's the that's the overall message for pile number like 3 in that regard, work wise and money wise. So I love it that we stepped into a more loving, self-loving era right now with these cards. And yeah, whatever it is that with the plot twist in here is like, I built my life around the idea of hard work, and I'm like shifting that and turning it upside down. Yeah, that's so in my style, by the way. I for sure am pile number 3. Unexpected. Um, there is clarity, and I love it. I love it what I see in here. Like, you don't expect to be fought over. Yeah, will be. I feel like, some sort of cloud. You have some fog in here that's being lifted, okay? Like, I'm finally free, okay? Or some shift in here that's so powerful that's actually making you feel like, why I was suffering alone in all of this for so long. Um, what I saw from the Seven of Wands and Moon, this fog being lifted will also grant you some sort of informational access to people, to seeing how people are fighting over you. Um, because I want to say it's as if people with you in your like with this life experience, you feel like this very warm breeze that people get in springtime, and they're like, "Yay, spring came." The F it didn't. It's just a warm breeze, and they get too used to it. So it's like you are the experience of it, and it's like, yeah, when you're gone, it's like, yeah, I'm so cold. It's like winter again. Yeah, for sure it is. I'm gonna rant right now. No, I'm not. Um, anyway, I feel like this is such a powerful, like, this is not a happening for pile number 3, and I'm not gonna rant right now. For sure, I'm not gonna rant right now. But it's as if it's not a happening that's happening to pile number 3, it's an undoing. Finally, it's happening for me too. I waited for this, yeah. I just wanna say, Two of Wands, Page of Wands, people will start to see how valuable you are and will fight for you. I'm overthinking right now. It's because I didn't rant in the very beginning of the reading, intro. But Moon in reverse, clarity. Also, you don't necessarily, like, logically speaking, yeah, you can realize why people would fight for you, but you don't necessarily go there for yourself, at least. And with this fog lifted, I say it's as if you're going to be seeing clearly why people would fight for you, why people would actually, this is not gonna be YouTube appropriate, so I'm not gonna say it, but really fight for you real bad, like real extreme fighting for you. So with this Two of Wands in here, it's like you could be almost like no longer people pleasing. If you have issues like, I definitely don't. I don't. I'm not sure why I said this for my pile, but if you have issues like this, or if you accommodate, or you are reasonable with people, or if you really like to get attached to people, not like, I'm gonna admit I do attach to people. Not a big deal, okay? And anyway, where was I? It's as if you will understand the tearing apart of the soul if the person gets used to you and you're gone, and how worthy you are. Like, this is strongly coming through. I love it. It's my reading anyways. Yeah. I'm very proud of myself right now. But yeah, kind of it. I want to say this is so like refreshing. This feels like a warm breeze, like almost like no longer fighting for yourself on your like fending for yourself. Say goodbye. Like, really, I do feel like, okay, that was weird. Um I do feel like, you're stepping into the version of yourself that is accepting things and really not feeling bad about it. Yeah, no, I know. Receiving mode activate. Yeah, that's how pile number 3 feels. And you could be feeling the shifts already. Not like night shifts and stuff. You got the idea. Yeah. Prepare yourself because you have a lot of recognition in here that's coming from people, and it's like, we don't have to, we really don't have to miss out on them. We don't have to. We really have to be careful with them. That's like how I can see it. I hope it resonated. And I don't want to see the drama in the comment section about being, I'm not gonna go there, okay? Today, I don't have time for this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, I definitely did. If anyone asked. But thank you so much for watching. Do make sure to give me all your riches and donate to this wonderful channel because I will be very happy about it. Just kidding. I'll still be happy if you donated, but if not, that's okay, I think. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out the other brilliant videos that I have on my channel. I'm not gonna lie, I do pour my soul into it, so yeah, go for it. Like the video, it's really important. Comment below, not the bad stuff, not the disrespectful stuff, okay? Okay, calm down, calm down. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because, my god, why didn't you already? And yeah, I think I rambled enough. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.